Alpina's outdoor kitchen. So it's a nice day, so we're gonna be outside celebrating 4th of July. These recipes that we're gonna have today, you can use for the 4th of July celebration, or you can use it throughout the summer. We will have a drink for you, non-alcoholic drink. We will have dessert and a couple of hors d'oeuvres for you to try out. So just stay tuned and we're gonna get started. So we are going to have a last minute red, white, and blue sorbets. These are 3 different types of sorbets that we're going to make for you. The first one is going to be raspberry. So typically sorbets take up a lot of sugar, but for the purposes of our recipe today, we are going to use less sugar. Of course, if you want it sweet, you can add more sugar or substitute with honey if you don't want to use sugar. We're also going to use sparkling water because it'll make it smooth. So now we are going to use frozen raspberries because frozen fruit is easier to use and cheaper. So I'm going to put the raspberry in here. And as you recall, we said we're going to use sparkling water to make it smoother. Oops. Okay, we made a mess, so let's clean it up a little bit. So I'm going to put about an inch or 2 above the raspberries. So you'll see that it's going above it. So if you're going to use this and serve it to your guests right away, I would suggest to put less water, sparkling water, and more ice. But if you're going to freeze it for a couple of days, then this is good enough. Then we're going to put some sugar in there. And remember, you can put more sugar or less sugar or substitute with honey, as I said. Then we are going to add a splash of lemon juice. These are fresh lemon juice that I have squeezed before. So just a splash. And a drop or 2 of a vanilla. You can add more vanilla if you want to, but I don't want it too vanilla-y. I want it to taste more raspberry and lemony. So let's try it. So we went ahead and pulsed this sorbet. You can go ahead and strain this if you don't want the seeds in your raspberry. I like the seeds, so we are going to actually leave it in. So it's going to be unique because we are not going to serve it in a dish. We're actually going to serve it in a fruit. You can use grapefruit, lemon, oranges, or coconut. So let's try one. So we are going to hollow the half a lemon. So this is how we hollowed the lemon. We are going to pour our sorbet in here and put it in here, and we're going to line it up when we have the other ones in here and then put it in the freezer, and this will be your serving cup when your guests arrive. So we did our red part of the red, white, blue dessert, so we are doing the lemon one right now. The recipe asks for simple syrup, but because it's time consuming to make the simple syrup and it's very high in sugar content, we are going to be using simply lemonade, and it's much faster and easier and less sugar to deal with. Now this recipe you have to taste as you go along because everybody likes their sorbet different sweetness. At this time we're going to add our lemonade. And we are going to add our freshly squeezed lemon juice. I'm not going to put everything in there because it might be too sweet. A drizzle of honey. And sugar, go a little bit at a time. So I'm going to start with little and then some lemon zest. I hope you like lemon because there's a lot of lemon in this recipe. So like I said, if you're going to serve this right away, which for your guests, which we're not because we're not inviting that many people because of the COVID, it's just the immediate family. So you can add ice to this if you wanted to serve it right away. So now you're gonna cut up the fruit that you like, hollow it, and pour this in there. And just remember, you can make sorbet out of any kind of fruit that you like. You can make it out of watermelon, you can make it out of melon, you can make it out of blackberries, strawberries, anything you like. So once this is done, we're going to move on to the blue portion of our sorbet. So now we are on to the blue portion of our sorbet. These are frozen blueberries, which we're going to put in here. And remember, if you do not want to use too much fruit, you can always use sparkling water that are flavored and add it to your fruits, and it will still taste good. But I'm still going to add my soda water. And we're going to start adding our sugar. And a little bit of lemon juice. And a little bit of orange zest. You can also add lemon or orange to this recipe. We are going to add lemon, of course, but you can also add orange and it'll taste good. And also, before I forget, since this might not be too blue, we're going to add some food coloring. And make sure you add just 1 drop or 2, otherwise you will have black sorbet. So we are ready to go with this. I'm going to hollow out a fruit and pour this in it and put it in the freezer. I'm going to put it in a coconut shell. So we'll see you right back here when everything is frozen and it's ready to be served. So here is our sorbet creation. Remember that you can freeze the rest of the sorbets for up to a month in your freezer and it'll be good to go. So let's move on to the next. So now we are going to make hummus. Homemade hummus is really easy to make and it tastes delicious. You can make it with garbanzo beans or you can make it with white beans. Anything will work. You can add eggplant to it, you can add garlic to it, any flavors you like. So these are some garbanzo beans that were in the can already cooked and I rinsed them. You can, for the smoother hummus, you can actually peel them, but honestly, I'm not going to sit here and peel every single one of these chickpeas. So we're going to add all of them together. So first we're going to start with putting tahini in there, and tahini is basically a sesame paste that we're going to put in there. You mix it so the oil that's in the jar will be mixed in with the paste. We will pour it in our food processor and we will add lemon. So the more it mixes in with lemon, the color would be lighter, and that's what we want. So here's our lemon. So you can see the color has changed, it's much lighter. So at this time, we're going to add our garlic and our garbanzo beans, but we're going to add half of it. We're not going to pour everything, so it'll actually mix well. Some of our olive oil, a little bit of cumin, if you like cumin. I'm not going to add a lot, just a little bit. And of course, salt. And you can taste this and see if it needs more salt later on. And a little bit of, I think that's all we need to add. So let's mix it together. So the trick is, if it's a little bit too thick, you should add some cold water while it's mixing. As you can see, the hummus is ready. We're going to pour it in a dish. Like I said, you can add more lemon juice, less lemon juice, more salt, less salt, whatever you think you like, you can do that. So now for garnish, we're just going to add a little bit of olive oil on top. and a little bit of paprika for color. You can actually serve hummus with vegetables, or you can cut up some pita bread and put it around it, and that will be your next hors d'oeuvre. So it's very simple, it's very healthy. As we cut up our pita bread and arrange it around our dip, the dip would be ready to serve. It's simple, delicious, and healthy. Enjoy. My kids say that I need to get some commission from Trader Joe's because I talk about them in all my videos. I found this new thing at Trader Joe's, and this is not a bread wrap, this is a cheese wrap. So what I'm going to do is just show you a simple wrap to make. They have a website here that says cheesefolios.com, and you can get different ideas on what to add to your cheese wraps. But for today's purposes, we're going to make a simple 2-second wrap. So this is what it looks like when it's out, and I left it at the room temperature for a little bit so it'll be soft so we can actually be able to wrap it. I'm going to add some salami, a little bit of spinach. You can add arugula to it, you can add turkey to it, you can add anything you like, and a little bit of red onions. And I'm going to start wrapping it. And then I'm going to start cutting it. You can use a toothpick to hold it together, or you can just wrap it and put it in a cellophane paper and let it set for a while so it'll be easier for you to handle. So here's another one we're going to make. Once you cut it, it probably will cut into 3 good pieces that you can use. I'm going to take the excess off. There's one. Well, this one ended up being 2 because I cut them bigger, but you can cut them smaller if you like. So this is a really quick 2-second thing to put together. So if you have a last minute people showing up, you can use, like I said, salami, turkey, ham, anything, arugula, or just cream cheese, tomatoes. If you don't want to use meat, cream cheese and tomatoes and onions and a spinach or arugula. Enjoy, and now we're going to move on to our drink. So this drink that I'm going to show you, it really beats the heat and it's really tasty. Because of the sugar content in the ingredients that we have, it doesn't allow it to mix together. So for this, we are going to get the original cranberry, 7-Up, and Gatorade Zero. First, we're going to put ice in our cup and pour a little bit of our cranberry juice. Then we are going to go easy and pour our 7-Up in there. We're gonna let the foam settle a little bit so we can see where we stand. I'm gonna add a little bit more of the 7-Up. And a little bit of Gatorade. So enjoy the drink and all of the quick things that we had the chance to show you today. I hope you have a great 4th of July, and remember, these ingredients can be used for all summertime when you have people over, or if it's just you and your family.